Hello. We're in a different setup.
We're in a new space.
Oh my gosh. You will probably, well, if you watch the Ascension of Faraday D&D actual play, you will recognize this space as
this wall
where we play our D&D game.
This is my map.
Oh my gosh, look.
This is the map of my game.
Oh my gosh, it's so weird to be sat in this format.
It's so weird to be back also.
It is. Oh my gosh.
Because we've been gone for a little while.
Gosh, well, I think at the time you see this, it's been the best part of about 3 weeks, I think, since we haven't posted something.
Yeah, since we posted something on the YouTube channel, yeah.
And I'm sure, as the title suggests, there's some changes that we're doing.
Channel update?
As I'm sure you can probably see based on where we're sat and how we're sat and everything like that. So, you know what? I don't even really know where to start. I think the best place to start is to say thank you so much for all of the patience you've shown us. Like, I would say consistently throughout our entire adventure on being content creators on the internet. And especially the last few weeks, it's no secret that I have been very, very, very burnt out. I think this is the most burnt out that I've been, I would say, probably since we started doing this.
I would agree.
And it was a culmination of a lot of things. And look, if you're a creative, you know this feeling. It was bound to happen, and it did. And normally I'm quite good at being able to catch it before it turns into an issue. But this time, I don't know. It just got
you.
Yeah, it just got me.
It hit you with both barrels.
Yeah, it did. It did. Oh, it absolutely annihilated me.
Both smoking barrels.
Yeah. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for everyone's patience and understanding. Every time we've ever had to take a break, and this is definitely the longest break we've taken since we've started, everyone has been so kind and understanding. And the thing I'm the least worried about when we have to take a break is saying, hey, I need to take a break, because I know you're all going to be really good about it.
You're always very understanding of how we feel, and know that you want us here for a long time, not just a good time.
Yeah.
So, when we need to take breaks, we always do, but this one just, I think, took its toll on you a little more than usual.
It did. It did very, very much so. I'm feeling better, hence why we're here, hence why we have a different setup. And I think it's important to say that going forward, some things have to change in order for me to
be able to keep doing this.
Yeah, to keep doing this and have the best chance at succeeding and not getting burnt out again.
Yeah, and I think that the way that we're going to do that is we're going to be going down with the podcast here on YouTube and on Spotify.
Yes.
What you're going to be getting instead of hour to an hour and a half long podcast is we're going to be doing, most of the time we're going to be doing like one story at a time, talking about it in depth, and maybe talk about that story on like a larger scale and why we see these like recurring themes in TTRPGs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they'll be shorter, maybe keeping to around 20 or so minutes.
Yeah, like I would say anywhere between, depending on how the conversation goes, and there's still going to be a little bit of yap in the beginning because it always is. I'd say anywhere between maybe like 20 to 40 minutes is probably a good spot for those videos to fit in. So they are going to be considerably shorter than the actual podcast episodes.
But then every now and then you're still going to be getting a full podcast downstairs on the set.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
with,
indeed.
Multiple stories and stuff like that.
Yeah, same as it always is.
We made a conscious decision a little while ago to cut the stories down, but to put better stories and talk about them in more depth.
Yeah.
And I think we, in a way, accidentally reverted back to just doing more stories, and then they got longer and longer and longer again because we wanted to keep them under an hour. Yeah. But they ended up creeping back to an hour and a half and stuff like that. So we're going to make a conscious effort again to shorten those back down. Yeah. But still be sat on the couch, still be sat with Bubbin, so you can see him again. But he's doing great.
Indeed. And it was important for us to be able to have that distinction between the kind of new content that we're going to move into. I say new content, it's exactly the same as it used to be.
TTRPG content.
Yeah, it's literally all TTRPG content, but I think instead of having, for example, a podcast topic of Am I the Arsehole? We typically go through like 5 different stories submitted by yourselves or ones that we find on the Reddit, and we have a big conversation on each story individually. And I think what we want and we don't have a name for this yet, we want the shorter videos to be is, I would say, more topic-based and more conversational-based.
Yeah, and it's not just going to be like stories. There's the recent news of Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins joining Darrington Press and stuff like that. And it's like what that means for Darrington Press. Just like bits that we can just say, oh, this sounds like something we could talk about for 20, 30 minutes. Let's just turn the camera on and do it.
Totally. And
do you know what I mean?
Chances are, things that we're going to talk about, you've probably heard us talk about in some capacity, but I think that's it. Things we talk about, and I think this is what I get caught up in. I'm like, oh, we've talked about this already, but it's been nestled within maybe an hour and 20 minutes of a conversation, and it's been a small part of a larger conversation. And I would just like to be able to extract some of those feelings and put them into their own dedicated thing.
Yeah, into their own dedicated videos. Yeah,
and
I agree.
think it's freedom. I think for me, it's more freedom to be able to choose on a weekly basis what we get to do.
Yeah.
To be clear, how we think it's going to be, but we're not going to know until we do it, and we're not going to know until you also get your eyes on it and decide what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
What we think the structure is going to be is 3 of the shorter videos, one a week for 3 weeks, and then a podcast episode once every 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So essentially, every month you get a podcast episode, and in between them, every week you will get one of the shorter videos. Yeah. So we're still putting out content every single week. Yeah. It's just not going to be a podcast, basically.
Yeah, and it was also got to the point where, when you do so much in one video, a lot of it does become samey. And when you do this for 2.5 years, there's only so many times that you can read how much that people hate bads and and stuff like that. So it's maybe taking bigger topics and talking about them between us and stuff like that, and why they're so prevalent in TTRPGs. Yeah. But as well for you, it was planning those episodes. You got to the point where you didn't want to plan.
No,
which means something's wrong.
Yeah, and that was kind of like the first sign of the burnout. Being honest with you, was I would sit down. I'm not kidding you. The podcast episode that we had planned, I was looking at it for 2 weeks beforehand, and then another 3 weeks since. So it's been over a month. I've been staring at the same document, just not being able to put content together, because as it is on the landscape of being a content creator, you feel like, and I know that this isn't the case, and this is something that I have to come to terms with myself, is you want the next thing to be bigger and better and more exciting. And sometimes life just isn't like that. No. So, like, not everything...
You don't always have to be... And it is a strange thing, because you get all this, like, hustle culture online of, like, it needs to be your biggest, it needs to be your best, but really, you just need to be there.
You just need to be there. You need to show up and be consistent. Yeah. I agree. And what we've learned, I think from Stream, what we've learned is you guys just like hanging out with us.
Yeah.
And we just like hanging out with you. And when I put so many constraints and so many parameters on being able to do that, it ruins my time. And I'm sure you can probably feel it as well. And I think another thing that we got from Stream was being able to talk about literally, D&D and TTRPG related. We could talk about anything in whatever capacity, and that was really freeing. And the amount of times we come away from Stream and we'd have a great conversation on Stream, and I'd be like, man, I really wish we had the freedom to do that on the podcast. And we do. Like, it was never a case of we didn't. We just had to kind of
figure out a format to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Figure out the format. And hey, look, this very well might not be the finished piece.
Well, we were just going to give it a go and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
But we wanted to just come here and let you know
totally.
what's going to be happening on the channel in the coming months.
Yep.
And that's going to be a number of shorter videos. Yep. And hopefully every single month you'll be getting a podcast as well. So... the reasons why as well, we have been a little
totally
absent.
Yeah. And I know that we didn't have to explain any of this, but we want to, like, especially I wanted to.
Yeah, channel updates are a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's really important to keep you guys clued into how we're feeling. We always have, and I didn't want that to stop at a time when I felt like I had to take a break. I wanted you guys to be involved as well.
But I also think it's a good thing, I think, to ask you is Margaret. Just as we were about to start this, she was like, "So what are we doing? Are we doing 3 short videos and then a podcast?" Yeah. And I said to you that I don't think we should put a number on it at all. Yeah. I think we should just, if we want to do a short video, we'll do a short video. If we want to do a podcast, we'll do a podcast.
Yeah.
And because I think knowing that you have to plan a podcast might put you off. Mm-hmm. But if you find a good thread that you want to do a podcast on, then we can do it. Mm-hmm. So how would you feel about us just putting videos out and then a podcast will turn up when a podcast turns up, or would you prefer a more regimented regime?
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that that's regimented. I think there's a balance between both, and I think I'm the type of person where I do need structure, and I do need to know kind of what the next thing is, but also to my detriment, I need structure, and that's kind of what we're trying to break here a little bit. But my proposal of 3 short videos a week and then 1 podcast episode a month sounds good to me. I think that's something, it's hard to say in hindsight, isn't it? It's hard to say if that's something that I'll be able to keep up with. But that feels good when I say it now. And whereas, a podcast episode every week, and you have to think, we used to do 2 podcast episodes a week as well. I think there's an element of, I don't want to say guilt because that's not the right word, but there's an element of
expectation.
And you found us because of the podcast. So many of you did. And that's not something that we ever want to lose, but it was just getting really hard for me. And I think in parts for you as well. It was just getting hard. And I let us know what you think.
Let us know what you think.
Let us know what you think about that.
What you how that sounds to you. If you're easy no matter what, whether you do like the sound of that, just let us know.
Yeah, indeed.
But that is the channel update.
Yes, that is the channel update.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
Yes, to be clear, we are back streaming now as well. I don't necessarily know when this is going out. It's going out before Monday. And also, the next episode you're going to see is going to be one of the shorter condensed videos. It's all about betraying the party in D&D. So that's going to be the next one. That's going to be coming out on Monday at 6 p.m. BST as normal. We're streaming as normal. Nothing has changed with Patreon as well. Patreon is exactly the same. You get the 2 live streams a month, and you still get the four live streams dependent on Twitch as well. That's all completely the same. I also think on Twitch we're going to go back to Baldur's Gate as well.
Woohoo!
We're going to go back to some Baldur's Gate.
I think the day that you're seeing this might be the Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
And Sunday we are going to be playing Baldur's Gate.
Indeed.
And also Monday we're going to be playing Baldur's Gate. So if you want to come and hang out and watch us play Baldur's Gate, we're in Act 3.
Yes,
come
we
and
are.
join us
Yes, we
as
are.
we finish the companion quests and then onwards to the end of the campaign.
Yes, indeed. Is there anything else?
No, that's it.
That's it.
Thanks so much for being here.
Everything's the same with Ascension of Faradar as well. So we have so many things we do now, but everything is the same apart from just the change in the podcast. So let us know what you think. We would really, really appreciate hearing. I know for the most part, the majority of you are going to be like, hey, whatever's good for you.
Yeah, whatever makes you not burn out.
And we really appreciate that. But we'd like to hear from you as well on what you think. So
thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.